All right, man.
Well, hi everyone. Yeah, we're back again, and
Yes.
I'm not going to. Hey there, Keith. Uh,
Hmm.
anyway, we're going to me and Keith Meldon. We're back with you again, and so it's been a couple of weeks since the conference. Was it?
Hmm.
Mate, was it on, Keith? Forget now.
So it was a couple of weeks ago now.
Yeah,
So
a
yeah, it
couple of
was
weeks
the
ago.
20th, 21st there of February,
So
depending on what
yeah,
part of the world you were in. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
I'll give you a bit of warning. Keith's going to do a bit more of the talking tonight because I've got picked up this little cough, like so.
Hmm.
I talk too much, I start coughing away, and I don't want to do that on this. But Keith,
Hmm.
a couple of weeks ago, the conference for me it was another fantastic conference. I mean,
Yeah.
we're getting away
Yeah.
from it. Speakers were out of this world, just like
Hmm.
the other ones, though, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
uh, it's hard to say, oh, this was better than that one. It ain't, is it? It just seems to
No.
be. But what was your take on it?
Well, and just what you said there, Pete, and we were talking about this before we jumped on here, and um, you know, every conference it's just been excellent, and we say this after each one that it's just exceeded our expectations, and then we look about sort of comparing them year over year, and they're all equally good, but just in different ways, like the breadth and the depth of the speakers that we get, and as you know anytime we reach out to people to ask if they would join us, we barely get the ask out and people are saying yes. Like we get incredible support from amazing people. So, I look back over the years and everyone, you and I have learned from people. We're very fortunate, the platform being three people who are healthcare providers or clinicians that support people who live with pain, and then three people who are very successful at self-managing their pain. And it's this amazing mix of, sort of the healthcare providers and the people with lived and living experience. And it just works like so well. And like I said, we've had 2 weeks to reflect on this. Um, we think, would we have done something differently? No, it was excellent. Um, what I liked about this conference and it was just more out of luck the way it worked with our guests is, it was opened up with Dr. David Flusk here in Newfoundland, and it's just an amazing guy. Recently elected the president-elect of the Canadian Pain Society, so congratulations, Dr. Flusk.
Yeah,
But he did a beautiful job of sort of talking about what, supported self-management was as it relates to upstream, downstream in the medical system. Then we had the balance of our speakers who gave amazing presentations. And then we were so fortunate to have it wrapped up with Laura Mosley, who had just such an incredible and insightful talk
yeah,
about the totality of pain. It was just
yeah.
amazing. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the other success as well, Keith, was the actual pain support self-management week. It was the second one
Yes.
we've organised.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, I think like the one we did last year, it's what was the inaugural one, wasn't it? The first one, and
Yeah.
we had a few people doing it. This year,
Yeah.
like, wow, we was so many people with persistent pain, so many people from organisations they run that
Hmm.
got on board
Hmm.
doing something, and using the hashtag, etc.
Yeah.
So, and that's what it's all about, really. These conferences, it's promoting what pain supported self management is, how it can, how these sort of events can prevent, support people with long term persistent pain,
Hmm.
healthcare professionals, organisations, etc.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the things that I'm struck by, like you say, last year was sort of the first year, and this was one of your ideas. You're like, hey, there's a week for so many different things. Why don't we just, name this week for pain
Yeah,
support and self-management? And we just did. And, this year we saw a bit more of an uptake. Like you say, this is an opportunity to just get it out there and raise the awareness because we know that at least one in five people live with persistent pain. We think the numbers are higher. And we know that many in healthcare are really struggling with because they don't really know how to effectively help and support people. And that's a system level issue. And while we're not able to tear down healthcare systems and education and rebuild it right now, we can work from the fringes like
mm,
we are now. and bring all these amazing people together and have a pain supported self-management week where healthcare providers talk about what they're doing very effectively. And that translates that knowledge to others. And this journey, which is 1,000 miles long, just continues with each step. And every year we move further along that path. And
yeah,
we're educating and informing people on how to help each other.
yeah, yeah. And at the end of the day, Keith, it's if you don't really get into self support with self management, well, what are you gonna what's gonna happen? Because there isn't a terracotta army out there of healthcare providers to support it. And they're quoting 1 in 5 people around the world now
Hmm.
long term pain.
Yeah.
And, until it's frustrating. I know we get a bit frustrated when I've got to be careful I don't get on my old hobby horse again. But
Right.
what else you gonna do for people? Like, you can't people can't be on pills for the rest of their life, can they? Multiple treatments and what
Hmm.
people like, but both of us, like, and the other self managers out there, we were taught self management skills so that we can get our lives back on track. We can get back in the driving seat. For many of us, we can get back to work, etc.
Hmm.
So we're not a burden on not the healthcare system, etc. Because,
Hmm.
I mean, I always remember talking to a GP years ago, Keith, and it's one of my local GPs, and I said to him, "Can I ask you something, doctor?" I said, "How many people do you see every day with persistent pain?" He's
Hmm.
in his seat, and he laughed at me. He said, "Pete, every other
Yeah.
patient."
Yeah. Right.
And
Yeah.
I said, "What do you do for him?" He said, "Not a lot,
Yeah.
but
Right.
bills."
Yeah.
So,
And that is why the message of supported self-management is so important because we know that there isn't a magic bullet, there isn't a panacea, there's not one procedure or one pill that you can take. There may be procedures and appropriate pharmacological interventions that aid in people's management, but at the end of the day, you and me and others we really need to be an active participant in our healthcare.
yeah,
And I was very passive for many years. I was looking for somebody to just fix it for me.
yeah,
And when that fix it is just no longer possible, which is the case with so many people who live with long-term pain, not to be negative, but that's the reality, then everybody needs to move into that self-management role. And you and I and others, we do what we need to do and what connects with us to self-manage our pain but in conjunction with others to help us when needed. So it's
yeah,
getting that word out there. And it's really important for the healthcare providers to understand that when the things that they've been taught right now in school, which is like how to fix it, when that doesn't work anymore, their role isn't over. They
mm,
now shift into that supported. They have much more that they can continue to do, but they just don't know what that new role
yeah,
is. And
yeah,
that's
yeah.
really critically important to get that education out there.
I mean, I want to know what the end game is. I mean, if they don't get in bed with it, they support self management. Or what? Go on in. Tell me what's the end game. You know. So what else is there going to be?
Well, right. And what I think we see because a lot of, healthcare providers, because they're just really they don't know what the end game is, that leads to what is often that sort of dismissiveness and saying, well, like there's nothing I can do. And it's just kind of this full stop and somebody's left on their own. So to teach them and to show them how supportive self-management works, it gives them the power where they can help people instead of just being so frustrated and saying, I just don't know what to do.
Yeah,
And when you and I work together with others in healthcare, that combination, that equation, that 1 and 1 doesn't add up to 2, it's 1 and 1 equals 5. It's just
yeah,
it's really
yeah,
synergistic.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Okie dokie. So, anyway, it's been good catching up. Anyway, there's going to be another one next year.
Yeah, we're already starting the planning. We
Yeah,
we could give ourselves about not even 2 weeks to catch our breath, and then you're already into like putting together the pieces for next year. So we
yeah.
are actively working on next year's conference.
And I'm going to tell you, I think it's the 20th of, make sure I get my numbers right here. It'll be 20th of February. Uh,
Okay.
that's Saturday, 20th of February, UK time. It'll be the 19th. I'm not
19th here in North America, North
America,
and South America. Yep.
everywhere else
Yeah.
will be on the 20th. So,
So
excited.
circle your calendars.
So, Pain Support Yourself Management Week will start on the 15th of February. So, start thinking about that. If you need
Hmm.
any ideas about that, then let us know. We can send you some ideas and what you can, how you can get involved. Hey, listen,
Yeah.
it's not, no, it's just do simple stuff like, if you're promoting
Yes.
something, using a hashtag and
Yep.
what you're up to,
Yep.
because I
Yeah.
think sometimes it's just, build, what's it, I mean, we do our conversation, success builds on success.
Absolutely.
It's about
Yes.
then, because
Yeah.
no one's ever got all the answers. So it's all, and whereas in a
Yeah.
pain support yourself management community, when it's not massive, it's quite a tight community. So
Yeah.
it's not about being in competition with each other. It's about
Hmm.
how we can support. Because at the end of the day, it's making not only the patient's life easier, but also the
Yeah.
healthcare professionals' life
Yeah.
easier as well.
I agree. What I would love to see more and would really encourage is those that live with pain and that are, actively, self-managing or even learning self-management. Take a moment just to share what works for you. Like letting that lets other people know that they're not alone and that there are things that maybe they can try. So there's no right or wrong answer. It's what works, and different things work for different people.
Yeah.
But if you share something with me and I haven't heard of it, I might try it and it might help. So it's about sharing and supporting
Yeah.
each other.
Even it's a myth, but I think between me and Keith, what we've got 70 odd years between us, isn't it? Something 80 years.
75, something like a lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
75,
Too
yeah,
much.
yeah, 75
Yeah.
years experience living with long term.
Yeah.
We are still, I don't know, we're both still, we're still learning ourselves, It's not,
Absolutely.
because
Yeah.
as we get older,
Yeah.
other things kick in and whatnot. So
Yeah.
I'm always looking for better ways on how I can manage my long-term pain, etc. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a continual journey of learning, and it's just great when we see this community, come together, and we've seen it when we support one another. It's just the results are just so amazing. So put this on your calendar for next year, people. But you don't have to wait till next year. You can share stuff throughout the year, but we certainly
Yeah.
want to hear from you next year during pain supported self-management week. Yeah, it would be awesome. Mhm.
Well, thanks, Keith. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you on another video soon. Okay, take
All
care.
right. Thanks, everyone.
Ciao. Bye.
See ya. Bye.